Day for the both of us.
Hey guys, Came for 15, joined with my co-host, Right Wolf, and we are back talking Rurouni Kenshin. Why do I
And you
do
froze on
this
the
to
screen.
myself? Why do I do this to myself?
Why? Why do you do this to yourself?
Yeah, so we continue to slack because every time I always come in here and say, I promise you we won't slack off.
Well, now we're punishing ourselves, guys. We're gonna do this one whole video. We're gonna do episode by episode by episode by episode.
Yeah, so for background information, we're going to review all the episodes from episode 38 on to where the anime currently is at right now as of last Thursday. So, what you will see is just one big video as if nothing has been, you know, multiple videos. Well, we're recording multiple videos in one video, and I'm editing all of these things. So, yes. Um, basically, we're gonna be reviewing every single Rurouni Kenshin episode we've missed because I think it's better to do that and individually talk about each episode individually because they're all good in their own way. And then on top of it, it's like I don't want to do like one big video containing from episodes 38 on because that's a lot of content to remember. And you expect me to remember all that shit? No, I'm watching one episode at a time. It's gonna be one gigantic ass video. So episode 38. Last time we left off, I was over here ranting about how much I hated Ayoshi. I think that video was legendary.
How many views did it get?
I don't know, but I know you just stood there while I ranted about Ayoshi and how much I hate that.
And also it's pronounced Aoshi, not Ayoshi.
Ayoshi.
Yeah.
Now the episode 38 was dubbed. Now I did start watching the first episode of the Kyoto Disturbance, our English dub, but it felt weird listening to it. It also felt
Yeah, I
funny.
also watched it in the dub.
It also felt hilarious the fact that it seems like one of the cafe girls that are helping out Misao in this whole thing. I swear to God, I heard Bernice's voice from Zenless Zone Zero.
I didn't notice.
I heard her voice. I'm like, is that fucking Bernice's voice actress? I'm like, oh my God. Anyways, um, we basically left off in that cliffhanger. Masao saw her grandfather damn near die. Well, it's later revealed in this episode. No, he's a-okay. He's still alive.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Misao stopping the bleeding, he definitely would have died.
So essentially what happens is Karu and the others are like, wait, where's Masao and everything? And they're like, she went after Okina to see if he was okay and everything. And then all of a sudden, this bastard shows up.
Yeah, he walks up menacingly to them.
Now,
One of you knows where Batosa is.
yes. Now the others are just like, wait, if Okina isn't come back, that means, oh shit, he's dead. And basically, he's like, listen, you better tell me where Batosai is, otherwise you're all dying. And
They, yeah, this is where they start contemplating, do we even have a chance against him? And this is when Yahiko stood up and said, "You're a disappointment." And yeah, he told him what you wanted to tell him right now, Cameron.
yes.
And yes, he goes, right now Kenshin is training right now. So even if I did know where he is, I wouldn't tell you. Even if I wouldn't tell you, even if you killed me. And I was like, you have nerve, I'll give you that. And Kairo also says, he's right. We wouldn't tell you even if you killed us. And that sword of yours is cursed. So you wouldn't. And yeah, that sort of his is cursed and stuff. And you can see it in his eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
ain't here for the bullshit. He basically is like, fine, I'll play your little game, but tell me where. But I'll be at Shishio's castle, basically. So when Batosai comes back, tell him I'll be there waiting for him. And he just leaves.
And then they're like, we need to get a doctor for Okina, but then Aoshi finishes by saying, "There's no need for that." Megumi was standing right behind them.
Yeah, so Megami, she ended up traveling to Kyoto, which shocks Karu and everything. Remember from the first episode, look, thank goodness I watched the first episode just by chance today. If you remember, she basically said she was staying put because she has her patients to attend to, even though she wanted to go to Kyoto for Kenshin to find him. And well, she's in Kyoto and here we are. So, after the opening, which I still like the first half opening more than the second half. The second half opening's fine, but I still like the first one. It's probably my favorite out of so far all the Kenshin openings I've heard.
I will say though, back in the old anime, all the openings, I will say they're not catchy. They're not catchy at all, in my opinion. But they just like here, they have a really light tone.
So you're saying that the new remake Kenshin anime has more catchier openings?
Yes. I never. Please don't kill me, guys. I never liked any of the old openings of Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh.
To put it lightly, they sound like shit.
Damn.
Yeah, that's how lightly.
Damn.
Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me, guys. If you guys like it, that's fine. But don't.
Damn, an OG Kenshin fan saying that.
Yes. But look, I love the anime. I love some of the OST that's in the anime, not just discarding the openings. Some of the endings I find catchy, but the openings, oh my god. That's it. That's it. Which is why I'm so happy for this remake that they actually gave us at least one or a few catchy songs.
Whoa. Okay. Wow.
That's it.
It's nice to know something that I never knew.
Actually, I mentioned it to you, but you never really listened. So
I know. I was probably talking about how much of a Zenless master I am. But anyways.
No, what? No, that's way before Zenless Zone Zero became a thing.
So Masao's back at the dojo, right? And she's looking over her grandpa's passed out body as he's all wrapped up in bandages. Megumi basically also helped a bit with the treatment, and basically, again, like my friend mentioned earlier, that if it was not for Masao, stopping the bleeding, which that had to be a lot of, stuff she had to have done because he was bleeding all over the place. He would have essentially died. So the episode was right. And the funny part is the episode is titled Masao's Decision, but realistically, it was so small of an episode. And realistically, this entire episode is about basically the next threatening member of the Ten Swords, and realistically what Shishio's true ultimate plan is for Kyoto, which I guess they wanted to hide it behind a title, but I'm just saying, you could have just said Shishio's plan revealed. I don't know. I'm just saying. But anyways, Karo asks Megumi, hey, why are you here and everything? And Megumi explains first she apologizes for the things she told Karu in episode 1, which honestly, I don't need to see any reason why she need to apologize for the comments she made. Yeah, you could have said they were hurtful things to say to Karu, but
she kind of needed those words.
She needed the words because she was basically fucking depressed as shit, and it was somebody that needed to slap her ass in reality and say, "Hey, bruh, wake the fuck up." You got a fucking goodbye. My ass didn't even get a goodbye. So I don't know what the hell you're crying about. And listen, I watched the episode there. I was like, you know what? She does make a good point. She didn't get shit. Kenshin just said left her on red. At least Karu got a goodbye. Shit. Honestly, that's my approach. If you give me a goodbye, Oh, I'm happy. You don't tell me shit and you leave. I'm gonna be pissed.
Mhm.
Anyways, so word to the wise: say goodbyes to people because you don't know if that may be your last.
Yeah, I know.
Um, Karu, she mentioned she's like, look, you don't need to apologize to me or nothing. And basically, she asked like, wait, why are you even here? And basically, Megumi said, well, the doctors knew that I was going through this and said, hey, he can take care of the patients for now. Go handle what you need to go handle, right?
Hmm.
She ain't gonna be here long enough. She's gonna eventually go back, but she wants to see if she can help with, anything she can possibly do. So in the meantime, we do cut back over to Masao, and she reads a letter that Okina left her. He starts off the thing, my dearest, sweet, beautiful
You're
Masao.
sweet and beautiful, Miss So, and then she she literally face planted.
Yes.
Yeah, and then she read the letter, and that was basically if Okina died, and he basically said, if something happens to me, I want you to live the rest of your life as a normal girl, and don't put yourself in any more danger. And yeah, she after reading the letter, she contemplates a bit, and she stands up, strips, and then
It's funny because they're like, oh, they're like, look away, you damn boys! You don't need to see this. And then
yeah.
that's when I heard the Bernice voice. I was like, that's Bernice.
Yeah, and after the cutaway, they cut back to Misao, and she's back in her ninja garb.
Yeah, she basically proclaims that she's
She's
not gonna give up just because her grandfather said to give up and be a normal girl. And also, my friend forgot to mention, he said he also disbanded the group, their assassin group. But basically, Misao makes the proclamation. He's like, no, we're gonna help out Kenshin, and I'm the new leader of the freaking group now. So I don't care who we go up against. It could be Shishio, or it could even be Ayoshi Shinomori. So basically, she realizes Ayoshi is her enemy now, and she's okay with that.
hmm
Now, I don't think she's gonna fight him because let's be honest, she's gonna fucking get killed. But I could see an interaction in the future where she probably questions him like, "Why are you doing this?" But I see Kenshin getting a rematch against him before probably fighting either another Ten Sword member or Shishio. But we'll see.
Yeah.
But anyways, the other characters like, we're happy you're in good spirits, but you said what about being the leader? No, that's not happening. No. So
Uh, yeah, no, well, they say that's not. They didn't say that's not happening. It's just they just think it's a crazy idea.
yes. Remember guys, she's like 16 or something.
Yeah, yeah. She still has ways to go, but hey, she's got grit.
So we cut over to the main point of the episode again. Legitimately, Masao's decision was up until the 5-minute mark of the episode. And the episode title is called Masao's Decision. The rest of the remaining episode is about Shishio content. So, I was duped. I was misled.
Haha.
So, we cut back to our boy Saito. That's my ninja right there. Saito, my ninja. If I was saying another word, you already know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mike. Sorry. Anyways, one of the other officers basically is like, "Oh yeah, we got you," because they're about to question Cho of the Ten Swords because right now they're running out of men because we find out like their men got brutally killed and they're losing more men, so they don't got enough men to counteract whatever Shishio's got going on with his forces. Now, one of his police officers is like, "Oh yeah, before you talk to this dude, Cho, we also had another guy that was making a much of a commotion, and he just would not stop, man. So we just put him in. I don't know if you want to talk to him." And lo and behold, it's Sanosuke in the jail cell.
Yep. He's like, huh. I knew if I got myself arrested, I'll eventually see you again. Eh, yeah. Sanosuke Sagara is back. Eh, after how many episodes?
He basically got himself arrested because he figured Saito he would run into Saito again. Now, my question for Sanosuke would be like, and I wish Saito asked him. He's like, well, what would have happened if I never showed up?
I guess he has good instincts, knowing that Saito would eventually come in, I guess.
Now, Sanosuke's trying to get Saito's attention, even calling him Saito, and the officer's like,
Who was that?
Saito, who the hell is that? And Saito's just like,
Don't
that's
know.
nobody. I don't know what he's talking about.
He
And
must be-
Sanosuke's like, what the hell? I know you're stop messing around. I'm just like, I'm over here watching him like, yeah, this man Sanosuke just doesn't. He wants to kick his ass and show him up. Saito's clearly doing this out of spite, bro. He's doing this.
Yep.
So he's not paying attention. Sanosuke actually breaks out of his cell, and the officer's like, what are you doing? But Saito is like, it's all right. I can handle this. Basically, Sanosuke tries to challenge Saito to another fight, saying, like, I ain't the same Sanosuke you fought in episode 1. I'm a lot stronger now. And basically, Saito's like, oh, congratulations.
When you say it like that, you sound like Sanosuke broke the fourth wall.
Well, basically, he alluded to that's what he told him, essentially.
Well, and it's not even the first episode, but I digress.
Well, he fought him in the first episode.
No,
Of
he
season
didn't.
2.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He did not fight him in the first episode of season 2.
Yes, he did.
No, he fought him before that.
I'm referring to this season alone.
Yeah, he did not fight him in this season.
Did you not watch episode
wow.
1? Yes, he did.
Ah! Oh, sheesh. I was like, oh, that. God dang it.
My God. Shit, we even watched episode 1 this morning.
Sorry, guys, ignore me.
My God. Oh, this is the kitchen master over here, and this man is trying to call me a faker.
Why do you sound like you have a cold? Excuse me?
A cold? I'm sick? Anyways, Saito's not here having Sanosuke's bullshit. He's like, listen, I don't have time for you. I got more pressing matters. Also, we're low on men, so, actually, you could be of use to me. And basically, Sanosuke's like, I'm not taking damn order from you, damn it! And Saito's not even caring. Now, he walks over to this jail cell, and Sanosuke's like, wait a second, why does this place look a lot more, like, secure than where I was in? And he's
Because
like...
it is.
Basically, Saito's like, well, this is because we're holding one of Shishio's men, Cho of the 10 Swords. And you see Cho of the 10 Swords. Now, again, background information. This is the first time I'm watching the English dub episode because this episode was already dubbed. So this is the first time I'm hearing Cho.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting voice he has. I'm just like...
That's not Todd Havicorn, is it?
No, that didn't sound like no goddamn Todd Havicorn. That sounded nothing like him. He had an accent too. He had that like, oh boy, he had that type of country accent. I don't know why. For an ancient Japanese man, he has a country accent, but he was like, oh boy, what the hell is this crap? Okay, country accent show. All right. So, Shao is basically like, well, what do you want? Now, Saito wants to ask him, okay, who's responsible for taking out my men, essentially, right? Lowering our troops. And Shao, he's like, oh, that was me. That would be me. And essentially, Saito knows you're bullshitting to me to my face. You're lying. And he's like, tell me right now. He's like, sorry, but I'm not going to tell you. And then that's when Sanosuke injects, and he's like, oh, I see. You don't want to freaking blurt it out because also Saito makes mention. He's like, look, you tell me now, I'll actually lower your sentence. And again, he still doesn't cooperate. But Sanosuke is like, I see. You're afraid of Shishio. If you get out, Shishio will know you got captured and you ratted him out, and you know Shishio will probably kill you for that, aren't you? Don't you?
Yeah, and this is when Cho says, "Who is this rooster head guy? He's starting to piss me off." And it's
Well, in the dub, he calls him Birdhead.
well, yeah, and yes, and then Sanosuke goes, "Well, yeah, well, you're pissing me off also, Broomhead." And Sato is just imagining a rooster wrestling with a broom.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're trading insults at each other and everything, which leads to a mini fight between Cho and Sanosuke. Cho uses the damn metal ball thing and hits Sanosuke straight up in the cranium.
Yeah, it was actually attached to his leg. And
Oh yeah, my bad, his leg. Yeah. I'm just like, and Sanosuke takes it. I'm just like, no, in real life that would actually kill your ass.
Yeah, but Sanosuke is built different, and he launches a punch and just destroys the cuffs that was on Cho, and like he could have destroyed me with that, but he chose not to. And it sounds like it wouldn't be a fair fight if you're just cuffed all the time. Now get ready. And this is when Cho just turns around like, "You're how boring." Like, fine, I'll answer whatever question you want.
So, again, they ask him the question, who's the person that took out the men? Now, he talks about Sojiro, the little bitch, if you ask me.
You say that until you get a glimpse of his backstory. It's one of the more brutal backstories that you might actually feel bad for him. You might actually feel bad for him.
Only one I feel bad for is Yumi.
Simp. Anyways.
So he talks about, what Sojiro does and how trustworthy, he is to Shishio, because he'll do anything that Shishio asks. And he even goes talking about how he killed the police chief and everything and stuff like that. But realistically, he says he ain't the guy that did it. There's actually this other guy, and it's a guy that, well, let's just say even Shishio fears. And we cut over to Shishio's mansion, and they're talking about, like, all right, our people, we need to find the intruder that hurt our individuals. But then they're like, wait a damn minute, what the hell is that? And there's this individual from the fucking ceiling, like he's goddamn Spider-Man. He comes down and attacks Shishio. Shishio gets ready to attack, and they exchange blows. Shishio got a piece of his kimono cut, and the dude got his spear got lit on fire.
Yeah, and Shishio like, you came closer this time. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the introduction of Usui, the Blind Swordsman.
Yes. We find out some backstory. Basically, we find out that he was like hired at some point way back then to fight against the Hitokiris, and he actually has gone on record killing actual Hitokiris. And he came across Shishio, and Shishio came out on the winning end, but he actually blinded him. He cut his
he cut both of his eyes now, and ever since then he's been training nonstop to I guess adapt to his blindness, and one day get revenge on Shishio for it.
So yes, he's in the 10 swords, but at the same time he's trying to kill Shishio.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. And then Saito then asks, like, all right, so what the whole deal is with Shishio and why he wants to take over Japan and everything. Basically, the reason why Shishio wants to take over Japan is basically to kind of reenact the plan, or from retribution from this thing called, hold on, Iki. Hold on. I got it. If it shows up, because I got the subs on. It's called the Ikidaya incident. This is why he wants to destroy Kyoto. And basically Cho's like, "Ah, so you know about it." And Saito does know about it. Um, so basically that's when we get in, we basically could have a little bit of a mini flashback. The narrator starts talking about in June of the first year of the Genji in 1864. Basically, a group of Imperials gathered to conspire against an inn called Ikidaya, and their plan was basically to set fire to Kyoto because of this. And you see like graphic detail of like these freaking samurais. Like we're fucking like one is in the background, got a whole ass katana in his goddamn throat.
Hmm.
Now the narrator goes on to say before the plan could be set into motion, this became the Ikidaya incident. Essentially, the Shinsengumi were dubbed the wolves and the Mibu. They were feared, but they were admired too, and they had risked their lives to basically protect Kyoto from this incident happening. They also demonstrated, the unparalleled skill of the swordsmen and everything, and basically the plan that was going on at that time, it was to burn the Millennium Imperial Castle, which we later find out that's the exact same castle that Shishio is actually currently in right now, right? That's his home base. Basically what happens is, fire started ravaging Kyoto and it started to burn to the ground because of this incident. And at the same time, the 10 swords, are basically, Shishio wants to reenact this whole thing. He wants to set fire to Kyoto. He's gonna have the 10 swords come in, kill all these freaking officials, right? They're gonna kill all of them. And then basically, that's the whole thing. And essentially it's a way for Shishio to get back at these people, at these officials, because of it. That's how he ended up with the burned scars, the burned skin, and everything, why he's all wrapped up in these damn bandages. So basically, he's committing what you might say arson. Also, first degree murder, if you also want to say too, but
Yeah, but to another level.
yes. He basically just wants to burn mother effing Kyoto down to the ground. That's his revenge plot. Now, that's kind of sick if you ask me, because one, yeah, you're getting back at like all these officials, that's one thing, but just to burn Kyoto basically down to the ground, you're endangering basically thousands of fucking people.
He gives no F's.
Which that's what Sanosuke says, and that's why there's the whole point of like why he wants to stop this from happening, because he's like, so you're telling me this guy is just pissed off at freaking officials? Like, even Sanosuke's like, look, I get it if it's officials, but the fact that he's willing to burn down the entire damn city and threaten innocent people's lives that have nothing to do with this, that's something I can't stand for, and I'm gonna fucking stop him for that shit. And even Saito, he's like, I may not like you, but I have to agree with your sentiments. So that's basically the thing, and that's kind of where the episode ends. Basically, Saito tells him, like, go find Botosai and tell him to be prepared. And basically, Sanosuke's like, you don't tell me what to do, damn it! And everything. So yeah, and also I did find it funny because Sanosuke's like, I'm gonna settle the score after we're done with this, and Saito's just like, if I'm being honest, I don't really care about settling our score. I just want to freaking do and stop Shishio, which I found quite funny. This guy gives no fucks about Sanosuke. Sanosuke wants to kick this dude's ass so badly, and he wants him to be recognized, or he wants Saito to recognize him. But Saito's just like, I don't really give a shit. Honestly, I feel Saito's just doing this just to mock Sanosuke.
Yeah, you're not far off. You're not far off.
I think he recognizes how strong Sanosuke is, obviously stronger, but I think he's just playing it off and he's just trying to get under his skin. But that's basically where the episode ends off.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So yeah. But anyways, we're gonna cut over to episode 39. Well, as you're seeing this, it's obviously gonna be quick, but right now. All right, we're here back for episode 39. And this episode was a training episode with Kenshin finally learning the ultimate technique that I'm not gonna say because
Yeah, that's a really long name. But yeah, it's a really long name. But yes, this is a training arc, but it starts off with a flashback of Seijiro Hiko meeting Kenshin for the first time. We 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 see Seijiro confronting some bandits, or I guess slave drivers, uh, which basically had Kenshin and three other ladies. He cut them up quite brutally, I must say. The anime did not hold back on the gore this time here also.
Yeah, they had it to where one guy's arms and then his entire forehead was cut off.
Yeah, we actually see limbs falling off. Albeit it's not as graphic as the Trust and Betrayal arc, but it's still graphic. And yes, they when they first see Seijiro, they go like, "Who are you?" And Seijiro responds, "No need to say my name to people who are about to die." Actually, they're dead. And he sees Kenshin there, and says, "No matter how you weep for the dead, the tears can never bring the dead back to life and stuff." And he suggested to Kenshin, go to a nearby village, and they'll be willing to take you in." Uh, s- and as we can see, little Kenshin, he just sits there. Um, he just sits there, not saying anything for a while. Seijiro decides to leave him alone. And that's where we cut back to the present where with Seijiro saying, "Huh, feel like only just yesterday. You were just a little boy." And yeah, and we see Kenshin on the ground like panting like crazy. And Seijiro's going, "How long are you gonna be napping? Get up before I force you to." And this is when Seijiro forces him up by saying stuff. Huh. What if I bring up one of your embarrassing moments, like when you wet yourself for the first time? And when Kenji goes, "Oh." And I forgot what else he said.
He said eating a mushroom, a
Oh
laughing
yeah,
laugh to death
he
almost.
ate a laughing mushroom, which made him laugh, I guess. And like, yeah, and this is when Kenji goes, "Oh, you're so cruel for bringing up memories that I wanted to forget." And Seijo goes, "I'm cruel. It's enough that I'm tr teaching my idiot student." And so I say I'm pretty generous. My idiot student who ran away. So, and yes, they Cedric goes, "Come on. If you can at least land one hit on me, I'll teach you the ultimate technique." And this is when Kenshin gets ready and he jumps up into the air, but Seijiro just goes and jumps up after him.
Just like me
And
in Street Fighter.
don't jump.
Yeah, I know you're gonna say that in our Street Fighter video in a few hours.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but then again, I'm pretty sure you're expecting it. So
Yes.
yeah. So whatever you do, don't jump.
There'll be a video on his channel.
Yes, and this is when Kenshin Kenshin charges up Hitomitsurugi Ryo Ryo Susen, and so does Seijiro, and they both clash, and the screen just cuts all white, and it cuts to Kenshin lying on the ground again.
Yeah, Seijiro has again been kicking his ass. Also, I'm not gonna be talking much this episode because my man knows it all.
I'm okay. Then that's it. Knowing it all is a bit of a stretch, buddy.
Yes, I know, but you know more the context of the truth behind the meaning of this episode.
It's only because I rewatched it in the dub. And
Yes.
yes, Seijiro goes to tell him again, "Wake up. How long are you gonna be keep taking a nap?" And this is when Kenshin suddenly sits up and like, "What happened?" And Seijiro explained what happened and says Kenshin used a full force attack. It was a reckless attack, but it was still enough for him to at least one and land one little hit on his wrist. Yeah. So yeah, now as promised, he will teach him the ultimate technique.
Yep.
Hmm.
He goes down into a breakdown of all these things. I'm not gonna repeat what they were.
Okay. So yes, yeah, I have trouble like coming up like memorizing the names of it. But all I can say is it's basically the vital points of the body. So yes, th this technique is he's about to I should probably look this up because I was trying to memorize the name of this technique, but it's basically a technique where the movement is so fast that it basically strikes all the vital points simultaneously. So yeah, it gets you everywhere. So it's a charge attack, so it's basically unavoidable. So the only way, and he says the only way to counteract this attack is by an even stronger force. So yes, Seijiro performs whatever that technique is called. I forgot the
I'm just
name.
gonna call it the ultimate technique.
That's not the ultimate technique though. He just said it.
Oh, this other guy. Well, don't ask me.
Yeah, he just goes if you guys know the name of down below, please let me know because I would like to memorize that name. It's the name in Jump.
Timestamp it, please.
Yes, and fun fact, it's actually the technique in Jump Force. Uh,
Oh, great. Another.
yeah, another technique that I keep getting you with.
I hate that game.
It strikes Kenshin on everywhere super fast. So basically at the same time, Kenshin could not move. He could not react, and we see how his clothes got all tattered and the middle part of his chest is bleeding out a bit. And he goes, I could not move. So this is the ultimate technique, or so he thinks. And this is when Seijo goes, now it's your turn. Do it. He goes like, "Huh? Just like that? And he goes, yes. We, seeing it one time is enough for you to learn. That's how we've always learned, huh? And it cuts back to a montage of Kenshin getting beat up with each technique that Seijo was teaching him. And yes, Kenshin decides to do it for himself, while at the same time Seijiro does it for himself. They both clash, but obviously Seijiro came out on top because yes, Kenshin's technique was perfect, but the problem is basically their body builds, their weight, that they're basically. So everything that Kenshin lacked was just like impact and weight and all that stuff. And yeah, want to take it from here,
You expect me to remember some of this stuff?
man? Okay, just making sure.
I will say we do cut over to the we after that initial train, we do get some more backstory about Kenshin. We do hear what his
Oh
real
yeah, oh
name is.
yeah, oh yeah. My bad, I forgot.
His real name is Shinta.
Yeah, his yeah, back when he was actually like a slave.
And basically he was making or digging holes for the graves to bury people.
Hmm.
And he ended up having three burials for the three ladies that were taking care of him. And that's when you had it where Sadra showed up and said, "What are you doing?" And basically he says, "Oh, I was making a grave for the three women that protected that, took care of me." Everything. We do find out an interesting thing. Yes, he had parents, but his parents died when he was like really young.
Hmm. Yes, and I forgot to mention before before that flashback, Seijiro Kenshin says um I will master this ultimate technique even if it means throwing his life away, and that right there. That leads into the next part of the next part which is after like the flashback with Seijiro saying, "I'll give you one night to figure out what you're lacking, and if you can't figure it out on one night," he basically threatened Kenshin. If he can't figure it out, you're about to die by my hand, because there would be no point in sending you out there. And yeah, Kenshin spent the whole night. thinking about what he's been lacking. Yes, very handy. And yes, after that whole night, they just look at each other. Seiju goes like, "Hello, my stupid pupil. It looks like you haven't gotten a week of sleep last night." And he has that dreary eyes, and so does Kenshin. Like, same to you, master. They both wash their face, and Seijiro asked, "So, have you figured out what you've been lacking?" And Kenshin goes, "I didn't." And Seijiro goes, "I see." And Seiju goes, well, in that case, there is no point in teaching you that ultimate technique. And and as promised, he's about to kill Kenshin right then and there. And he takes off his cloak, which was, as we can see,
Weighted training clothes.
yeah, weight training. We can see this guy is jacked.
Yeah,
Uh,
because Kenshin was looking at him when he had like the basically the fear of death staring him in the face. He was like,
yeah, he goes like, hmm. If
he's
if
got the
he,
Broly eyes too.
hmm. He was like, good job to this, good job to the animators. Then they actually made him look menacing. He swung his sword on the ground, causing it to crack. And yeah, as Seijiro starts closing in, Kenshin actually starts feeling fear, and he doesn't understand it. Like, why am I feeling fear? I was already prepared to die ever since the Bakumatsu era. And Inka's like, no, I have to master it, even if it kills me. And he starts getting flashbacks of his life, and this is when, without realizing it, he starts realizing the value of his own life. And
How much of a lot how much his life impacts so many people he's known.
yeah, including Kaoru. Yeah, he sees Kaoru also, and like, no, I can't die here. And yeah, and this is when he swung his sword with all his might, performing that action. Yeah, a full power slash, which basically counteracts the simultaneous attack of Seijiro. And this is when Seijiro goes, so you finally realize it, what you've been lacking. Uh, because as we can already see, Kenshin Kenshin doesn't realize the value of his own life up until now. Like he said he's been willing to throw his own life away just for the sake of other people, but little does he realize, if he throws his own life away, he'll just bring sadness to all the people that care about him. So yeah, then those people around him will never know true happiness.
And I
So
think
if
it was like a few episodes ago when he first met obviously Karo and the others again. You know, his master did make the mention. He's like, so you're not gonna like say anything to them or nothing. You're just gonna act like as if they weren't there. You can also say like this is a way to say like don't well, I wouldn't say abandon, but you know, not only focus about your own life, but even focus of how much you mean to other people, instead of just focusing on the fact that you got to do this and if you die, you die. Focus on the impact and the relationships you've cultivated with the people you've known over your time and how much your life is meaningful.
yes,
Because
and
remember, you know, he's basically been a traveling dude. So, you know, we got that flashback filler like episode where he met that one family, right? But then realistically, like, you know, he was doing it. He did in that episode to do what he needed to do to help them, but he didn't have like no connection, nor did he really care about the connection. He kind of just went about his business and helped them where they needed help and rested up where he needed help, and then he went on his way, never to think of them again.
yes, and keep in mind already. This is the deep message that this episode has. Like the will to keep on living is stronger than anything else in this world. So you need to keep those words in mind. Yeah. So and Sergio goes like only if you know the value of your own life is when you master that is you'll be able to master that ultimate technique. And yes, Kenshin finally understands it, and he looks at Seijiro. Seijiro starts getting that insane mark on his chest, which I mentioned this to Cameron in the past. When this episode first, wait, I don't remember if he actually watched it before,
Oh
but
no, this is one of the episodes I watched before.
yeah, this episode truly baited me because if you guys remember back in the old anime, the mark on his master was was there just like that, but here they kept you waiting, thinking that he didn't take damage at all. I was like, are they not going to show it? I was like, oh, there it is, dang! And Seijiro goes, "Don't be alarmed. This is just how all master and students relationship ends with the student killing the master, and this is where this episode ends."
Yep. So it was interesting cliffhanger, and I saw that, I was like, oh shit, don't tell me this motherfucker gonna die now.
And
And the way he kind of
that'll
killed.
be extremely effective on Kenshin, considering in general he vowed to never take another life. So
So yeah, there was that. I was actually interested, like, wait, there's no shot this motherfucker who said he ain't gonna kill no more killed his own fucking master.
yeah.
But we'll talk about that in the next episode. So we'll get to that, and you'll see that next.
Mm.
All right, here with episode 40 of Rurouni Kenshin. And so obviously we continue off. So after getting cut and his body literally falling apart,
It
Kenshin
was
basically takes Sojiro back into his dojo or his hut to try to find a way to heal him. Now, he basically knows he can't go to a doctor because he goes to a doctor and leave. It's gonna be too late. This man's gonna die from his injuries alone. So basically, he I believe he found like some of the laughing mushrooms or something, and he
no, it's medicine. It's medicine.
the medicine, and he's gonna feed that to him to save, obviously, his life. Which I couldn't take Kenshin to be a doctor, but listen, he did what he needed to do. And we then cut over to Shishio's forces in terms of this, because this episode is titled "The Ten Swords Are Summoned."
Yes.
So you have it to where, what's his name again, little boy?
Yeah. Sojiro comes in, goes, "I'm back," and Yumi goes like, "Where have you been all this time?" And he's like, I went to grab some souvenirs," and he pulls up a box full of sweets, I guess, and Yumi looks at it. "You've been gone for 3 days just for that?" And he goes, "I was having trouble deciding," and she just face palms and anyways, yeah, this is where Yumi goes, "Well, things were chaotic ever since you left. Usui came in and started causing havoc, and this is when Usui goes, 'Who's causing havoc?' And this is when Yumi gets behind Sojiro. Hmm?
Yes.
And yeah, this is when Sojiro offers him, 'Would you like some?' And Usui walks up to Sojiro, saying some very ominous things like, I can see inside every the hearts of people, even the empty looking ones." And this is when Sojiro goes like, "Huh?" Like he's genuinely confused. And yes, this is the ten swords are gathering together right now. They go into another room, and yes, we see others, including the fallen monk and
This new character called Kamatari. And they walk in, Sojiro's just like, "Oh, Miss Kamatari, it's nice to
yes.
see you again."
Yes,
And
and yes, and Cameron, I need to know your thoughts when you first saw this character. When you saw it for the first time, not when they, well, not with the interaction. When you saw them for the first time.
when I saw this character for the first time, I was like, "Oh." I didn't think this man had employed another female who's actually a fighter.
Yes, and this is when, yeah, well, he walks up to Yumi like, this is where we like start fighting for Shishio's heart, huh? And this is when Yumi goes, I am not losing to a man. Yeah, it's a dude, guys. I when I first saw this character back in the old anime, I was confused also. I got I got stun locked.
Yes, these two have, um, I guess, a budding rivalry over Shishio. Now, I don't know if Shishio's gay or something. Again, I don't discriminate if you're
Well,
that type of way. Because
no, it's confirmed he's not gay. It's obviously that he's for Yumi. But
so. Anyways, you have this other dude show up who fucking shit looks like the goddamn leader from fucking Captain America 4, if you ask me. Um, so you see this guy named Elder Sayuchi. He looks like he's gonna be an old fart, but that type of dude that he knows karate and shit like that. I could see probably Sanosuke going up against him. He looks like that type of master type of dude that's just like, I got the upper hand. He's got weird whiskers too. I don't like it. You have
what's
another guy. You
what's
have
weirding me out
obviously,
is his
yeah,
head.
huh?
What's weirding me out is his big old head.
Yes. You have the drunk guy. You have obviously our monk dude that helped train Sanosuke. And again, you have the freaking dude that looks like he's the fucking devil man from Dragon Ball over here. Um, it's just crazy. Now, basically, they're all meeting up because it's about time for the raid on Kyoto to happen. So that's the thing right then and there. So yeah, but basically they kind of like they start like getting up in each other's business and arguing with each other, and they're just like, "Oh, don't try me. I will kill you if I have the chance to kill you."
Yeah, and we see this old man stomp his cane down, and then there's this giant character on the outside about ready to move the moment he does. I won't say anything just yet. I know what he's all about, but let's just say he's a interesting character.
So Shishio shows up, and Sojiro's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for being absent for the past 3 days. I just had to do the task that needed to be done." And he shows him the box of obviously the sweets, but he opens the box completely, and the message says, "Preparations for the ship are complete. We can sail anytime. Mr. Usui seems to have sensed something, but it should probably be okay." So I'm guessing Sojiro's alerting Shishio like, hey, let's just be wary. This man Usui might turn on us, when priorities don't feel like it benefits him. So that's definitely an interesting wild. He's definitely the wild card. He got to be the wild card, I'm guessing.
I will say yes, he's really strong, but I'm not gonna go as far as to say he's the wild card.
So anyway, Shishio's like, well, I'll eat this tasty treat later. And they do focus on Usui, and Usui's like, eh. So it's interesting where that's gonna go. Now, Shishio's like, all right, thank everybody for coming. I'm sorry for being late. I just want to make sure everybody's here. Now, they do make the mention that Cho is still missing due to an unexpected incident, which is him getting captured. But they're just like, you know what? At the end of the day, who the hell cares? Whatever. We're all gathered, whether you're allies of mine who admire me, people who are trying to kill me, and those who despair the Meiji government, which is crazy. And then he said those who have complete confidence in their strength, and basically that kind of focuses mostly on some of these dudes, right? He goes on to say everybody has their different feelings, but now it's time we all stand up to take down and freaking burn Kyoto down to the ground. Now he goes to say, as of tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m., we'll make the Great Kyoto Fire a reality. Now he goes on to say, now he looks over and he's like, "That okay with you over there, buddy?"
Yeah,
And it's
he goes to
Aoshi.
Aoshi. Yeah, he goes and Aoshi just opens his eyes and says, "I don't care."
So yeah, that's kind of the thing there, right there. So basically, we continue to focus a little. Now, you have these like men who are talking, right? Just some like Shishio's like lower guards. They're talking about the monster that's out there, right? Which is the big gigantic dude, right? And they
Yeah.
kind of go on talking about other stuff, but mostly about the whole situation with that's going to be happening with Kyoto. And they kind of ask, this one dude, they're like, "Hey, you okay with that? Like, aren't your parents still living in Kyoto?" And the dude's like, "Nah, my dad died during the Meiji era, and then my mom, she moved to the mountains. So after that, after this whole situation's over, I'm gonna go live with her, right?" So you kind of see like it's interesting. These people know what's going to happen to their hometown, but they're honestly okay with it, mostly because they're fearful of Shishio.
Hmm.
So that's the thing right then and there. But regardless, their whole point is they want to take down the Meiji government because they're sick and tired of the government and everything. So yeah, we do cut over. Then it cuts over to Ayoshi and Sojiro. You care to take reins of what happens here?
Yes, we see Aoshi basically training, like cutting up leaves as they fall. And we have Sojiro who walking up to him, saying, "Wow, that's a wonderful technique." And he goes to mention how Okina is like in a coma right now, and Aoshi goes, "Why are you telling me this?" And Sojiro goes, "Well, I thought you had some thoughts about the matter," and Aoshi just goes, "I don't care. The only thing that matters is defeating Batosai." And that's when Aoshi just turns to him and asks, "What about you? Why are you following him?" And Sojiro goes, "Him? You mean Shishio?" Sojiro goes, and Aoshi goes, "Yes." And this is when we start to see Sojiro getting flashbacks of his very brutal past. Uh, yes, he goes, "My my 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 motive?" And Aoshi goes, "What's wrong?" But then he goes, "Oh, nothing," and he walks off. So yeah, we're getting a hint of what happened in Sojiro's past and why he is the way he is.
So we then cut back to Yumi and Kamitara talking. Kamitara asks Yumi, like, "Hey, I heard Cho got arrested. Like, what the hell's up with that? Is he gonna break out or something like that? Or why hasn't he broken out?" And Yumi's just kind of like, "I don't know. Maybe they got a twisted guard over there that's messing with him. I have no care. It's none of my problem. So that's anyway. Anyways, um, it is still quite interesting." Their damn relationship because they're still arguing over this one dude that they both love. So yeah, okay, whatever. Anyways, the main like I guess headliner to Shishio is like, "It's finally time, Master. It's finally time for your day of reckoning." And basically Shishio's like, "Just one more day. Kyoto's gonna change, and then Japan is going to change." And this man's over here crying. He's like, "Oh, Lord Shishio."
Feels oh.
And this dude's just like, "Stop your
Stop
crying."
crying. Stop crying. It's disgusting. He goes, "Right."
So, yeah. We then cut back to Kenshin. What happens on that front?
Yes, we see that s- like some time has passed since he, treated Sojiro. And yeah, Kenshin is sleeping, and all of a sudden a big foot steps over him and then stomps stomps on his head and goes, "Oh no!" And he goes, "Why are you still idling by? Don't you have people waiting for you?" And this is when Kenshin starts to get all emotional and jumping towards Seijiro, Master. And but this is when Seijiro just moves to the side and Kenshin just misses
Huh? Did it freeze up?
him and falls into some. Stop trying. Wait, did we lose connection?
Yeah, for a
Oh,
bit. Continue
yeah, I
on.
lost. Okay. Hope some of that didn't cut out and didn't cut off, but so don't jump up on me so friendly like. And this is when Kenji goes, "I'm just happy that the medicine worked." And then Sojiro goes, "What? This whole thing? This is just fake medicine that I used to, you know." And Kenji goes, "What?" So yeah, that didn't like have any effect on Sojiro at all. And the reason why that we found out that the attack that Kenshin did on him was kind of weakened was because of the thing on the sword was kind of falling out. So and this is when Soldier goes, huh, a sword that understands the motives of its user. So yeah, and this is when Kenshin is has to go, and Sojiro well, actually before he goes, Sojiro takes off his big old cloak and was ready to hand it to Kenshin, and Kenshin just looks at it and imagines what it would look like when he wears it, and he goes, "I decline." And
Yeah.
Seijiro goes, "Oh, damn you!" And he goes, and Kenshin says, I have no intent of becoming the 14th Seijiro Hiko or the Hiko Tiripatosai, and I just want to inherit the techniques and all that stuff." And yeah, and so Seijiro goes, "Huh, quite a selfish decision, but uh, that's something you've always been." And Kenshin asks for one more favor, asking for if Seijiro can protect everybody like an ally, yeah. And this is when Seijiro goes, "Hmm? Stop being so selfish." And Seijiro ends things off by saying, "I didn't teach you all this just to make you suffer, just so you know." And that's where they said their final goodbyes.
Yep. So that's basically it. And that's kind of happens, and as we roll into the next episode, which will continuing be happening next.
Bro, you're
We're back, but this time to conclude the full video, we actually watched the last two most up-to-date videos or episodes because technically they go good back and back with each other, which sets up the Kyoto disturbance, Great Fire of Kyoto portion of this arc, which I'm looking forward to next Thursday to see, and hopefully we have a review that Thursday, not well, maybe Friday morning. I don't know. It depends. Regardless, um, our team is ready, and we basically start off with another interrogation scene. And you have it to where Saito is interrogating one of the grunts. And he's basically there and he was like, I could break your arm with this stab.
yeah. How many bones are in the human body? Oh, like 102. What if I break them all? And yes, it didn't take long for that guy to, spill some of the beans. He
Yeah,
even, yes, I thought he even threatened something about like crushing his eyes or something
yeah,
like that.
crushing his eyeballs or something.
which is giving me serious PTSD from the Kingdom of Ruin, if you remember what happened.
Oh my God.
I was getting PTSD.
Dog, don't remind me about that scene. That scene actually, like, I felt bad for the girl.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
I have to go back and rewatch that anime in the dub.
Me too, but I'm not sure if I have the confidence after seeing what I saw.
That was a brutal anime. I do hope it's gonna get a season two.
It's only a matter of time, I guess. If not, maybe never. Or I'll end up like Chivalry of the Film Knight. Anyways, moving on.
Anyways, they also do talk to Cho again. Again, you have your banter between him and Sanosuke about him being called a broom and him being called a bird head. But they're just trying to find get any more extra information to prepare for the attack, right?
Hmm.
But Cho's kind of not giving any advice or anything. He's like, "Look, man, I'm not I'm not trying to help you. I'm just trying to stay here, right?" Now, in the meantime, what happens is we do cut over to Shishio's clan, and basically we have the cat-looking man. The spies are like, "We're sorry to report, but we've kind of been caught and we've been figured out about what our plan is, right?" And essentially they're just finalizing some things and everything. Now, the dude's like, "I'm not gonna punish you for what happened, but that's the thing." But then you have it where Usui shows up.
Yeah, he has a different approach on the matter. Threatening to kill them for as punishment for, failing to, and tr running away from the enemy.
Yeah. So that's kind of thing. That's kind of thing. This then leads into kind of a mobilization scene. I guess if you played the Pokemon games, it's kind of like the Team Galactic part when Cyrus is like, "We will turn the planet into our image" or something. You remember that scene if you played Shining Pearl or the originals or even Platinum, right? He's basically giving a speech to his men like, "Destroy everything, leave no stone unturned, create chaos, create havoc." He basically just saying burn the whole town down, essentially. That's what he's saying. He's telling
Hmm.
these people to go crazy. And they're just like, "Shishio-sama, Shishio-sama, Shishio-sama."
Hmm. He he's a strong influence.
Hey, listen, there's been world leaders out there that, hey, they have their followings. I'm not gonna say modern, times right now, but you can even go back to like World War II era.
Uh, I think you know my thoughts on the matter.
Yeah, so that's kind of the thing. Shishio also does make the mention survival of the fittest. So,
Yeah, the strong live, the weak die. The strong feed on the weak, and the become feed for the strong, and
so we do cut over to the Kamiya dojo, and we have it to where Miss Tay and her little assistant are helping clean up and keep the things placed. Now they're obviously wondering like, well, things are really quiet with them being gone. I just hope that they are a-okay and that they won't get into any trouble. I'm like, foreshadowing much? Great. Now the little girl does knock down Yahiko's little name tag insignia. And she's like,
Mhm.
"Ooh," and then she trying to put it up, but Miss Tay's just like, that's
It's
upside
it's
down.
it's upside down. Like, yeah, and then she freaks out even more. And then it cuts over to her sister all the way back in Kyoto with
Yes.
Sanosuke walking in. Huh?
Just-
Like, is
Also,
it?
before, are we? Is it convinced? I'm convinced the little girl has feelings for Yahiko.
I will say yes, but I feel like compared to the old anime, they don't feature it as much. They don't feature it as much here in this
Well,
new.
realistically, she is a side character. She
Yeah,
plays no
yeah,
important.
yeah, but they featured it. They featured their relationship even more in the old anime, which I'm low-key disappointed about it. Which
Oh.
yeah, I had hoped that they would at least, feature, their bond a bit more, but I digress.
So it's clear that she like likes him going off the old anime.
Yes, and yeah, and vice versa. Yahiko also. But yes, yes. In the old anime, he's been wanting to protect her because he has feelings for her.
I'm ashamed that the new anime never dove into this.
Honestly, I feel like they did, but they don't.
Is that one episode in season one where they had a focus where he was helping out?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yes, they. I think that's their way of showing that Yahiko has feelings for her, but I guess it's
It
not
looks
as
going off the new anime. It seems like it's more one-sided right now.
it looks one-sided. I actually have to agree. And that now, right now, is kind of
It's like he acknowledges the fact of her, but it's like he shows no affection. We all we know is he clearly wants to help and because he cares, but it's like it's more of the instance. It looks like she is like head over heels for him.
well. It's like I said. It's one of the few complaints I have of this no remake. Like, I wish they brought a lot of the stuff back, like that they did in the old anime. Like some of the enjoyable fillers, because just like Fairy Tail, it has enjoyable fillers and like romantic moments between other characters, like Yahiko and I forgot her name. Akane. I forgot her name.
All right, talk about Miss Tay's sister.
Yeah, Sanosuke walks in and is like, wait, is this a fake restaurant from back in Tokyo? And she goes like, what did you say, sir? And he walks up to her, huh? Are you are you the same Tay and or are you just a copy of her? And and she's clearly mad.
Yeah, she's getting pissed off. She was like, at first I thought she was gonna hit him. And it would have proved him like, oh, this is not Miss Tay.
Yeah, he sits down. She offers something, and he says, "I'll take three of those." And yeah, she's like, "Huh?" Little does she know he has no money.
So yeah. Anyways, we cut over to Misao and Karu. They got a message or a letter sent to them from one of the pigeons saying that a Kenshin looking guy got arrested because Kenshin came back. Essentially, he turned himself in. And the reason why he turned himself in was clear, so he can meet up with Saito. And then also too, we see this kid, holding a katana, and he goes up to the police and he's like, "Hey, take me in." It will play off in
Yeah,
the next episode. Um, Essentially, we then come back over to Saito. Basically, what happens is we find out that they basically have a bunch of backup to prepare for the raid on Kyoto to stop the Great Fire attack. They got it from like o Osaka, Shiga, and Fuki. Basically, they got about 1,000 officers that are going to gather around the evening to be prepared to stop Shishio and his men. So yes, now all of a sudden, Kenshin rolls up in a carriage and he walks out, and Saito sees this and basically asks Kenshin a question. He's like, "So, I take it you finally have your resolve of becoming a Hitokiri again?"
yep. And then Kenshin responded, we'll just have to see, right? You want Saito?
So that's the thing. We then cut back to Miss Tay's sister, and you get this hilarious ass scene where this man, she's like, "What?" Well, he's like, "Okay, I'm stuck." And he's like, "Hey, you can put all the funds on the tab by a guy by name Fujita." And Miss Tay's sister just like, "Wait,
You
come
have
again?
no money on you right
You
now?
have no you have no money." She literally said like, wait, run that by me again? You're telling me you have no money?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course I have no money. Just put it on the tab. By Fujita. He's a police officer, right?" And she's like,
You have no money. And then it cuts over to her standing in front of a pile of wood. And she's like, then get to work.
"Yeah." So, Miss Tay's sister is not as lenient as Miss Tay.
hmm They may look the same, but
This and let's be honest, this man's got a load of debt on Miss Tay's tab, anyways.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like Tay should just get him to work just like this also.
Might as well.
Hmm.
I don't see what's stopping him. But anyway, she wants me to break down all this wood. And by the end of the episode, he does do that, and she's like, "Wait, that was an interesting man."
Hmm.
Anyways, Kenshin has a meeting with Saito, and basically Saito gives him the whole rundown. He tells him about, how Shishio's men are preparing for their raid on Kyoto, calling it for the Great Kyoto Fire, and basically, what's going on. Now they go on to say we have an overwhelming advantage in numbers, but basically we know what their target is. They're gonna strategize for ambitious and assassinations and things like that to take our men down. Now, the interesting point they make the mention is like, well, it would, it's pretty hard to see that this intel got leaked so damn easily, right?
Yeah, which leads to the point that this whole like Kyoto flame thing, it may just be a setup for something else, for something even bigger.
Which it's revealed that basically Kenshin, he's deduced and he's like, well, if this is the case, then that means Shishio's going there. And what we find out is Shishio is going to take a boat. So if you remember the last episode we talked about where what's his face, or Sojiro pulled up with the sweets and it said the ship will be ready. That's what's essentially Shishio is going to travel to Tokyo, right?
Hmm.
And basically take down the government from there. And we find out even in the most recent episode, he's going there just to create a bunch of havoc, tear down the entire government essentially, and just basically take down all of Japan regardless, because Tokyo is the capital of Japan anyways, right? And it's basically a diversion. Everything that's happening in Kyoto is going to happen, but he's having it to where the 10 swords are going to be creating havoc and there's going to be mass chaos. He's thinking Kenshin and the other fours are going to be think, okay, we got to stop what's going on in Kyoto. And he's going to basically backdoor himself way to get to Tokyo. But Kenshin deduces that and he's like, he's going to be headed to Tokyo. We need to go that direction. And that's our change of plans. So that's what happens, which then goes into the next episode, right? So after they deduce the plan of what they know what they need to do. So one, Kenshin's writing up a letter to Karu and the others to tell them what the hell is actually going on right now. In the meantime, also too, he also walks out. Sanosuke finally gives him that damn punch and I think knocks him out for a bit.
Yeah, that was the previous episode, but
Oh
yes.
yeah, yeah, my bad, my bad.
Yes, he went, Kenji goes like, "What are you doing here?" And Sanosuke says, "You're really asking that? I'm here to help you, you idiot."
And then Saito's like, actually, what he means to say is he's gonna hold you down.
Huh?
Just like, and it should. Even in this episode, Saito is completely sick of freaking Sanosuke. Like, they're traveling on the carriage, right? And Sanosuke's sitting on top of the carriage, and he's just making all this noise. Saito legitimately is trying to stab him from the.
I'm so glad they brought this little gag back from the old anime with Saito constantly trying to stab Sanosuke because for being annoying. I'm
Eh,
so happy.
yeah, that's the thing. So Kenshin writes his letter. It's gonna be sent to Karu and the others, right? So
Hmm.
basically, also to this man. Word to the wise. When you're around a horse, do not stand behind them. Do not stand in front of them either. You don't want to stand in front and behind them because they will kick you and they will break your bones, if not kill you. Also, do not stand up so close to a damn horse because Sanosuke found out the hard way. They will bite your hand. Now,
Hmm.
this is an anime and it's a gag, so of course it's gonna hurt, but in real life, horse teeth will crush your hand, if not sever it off one bite.
Luckily, Sanosuke is built different, but
That shit was funny because the horse is like, So that's the thing. Also too, we get this interesting storyline with this other officer that Saito talks to, and he's like, "Look, we're departing for Tokyo. You're basically in charge now, so make sure everything's going according to plan and you'll prepare." But this guy's not feeling confident in himself. He's like, "But you sure you can trust me? I don't know I can do this." And also, apparently, I'd also alludes like he was something in his past that I guess a
He well, Saito makes a mention that he does not remember him, so he only assumes that that he's someone that just sits behind his desk and and does stuff in the sidelines. But this time he's leaving all the leadership and all that stuff to him. So of course, obviously, he's kind of overwhelmed by the sudden predicament. But honestly, he has no choice. Or if he doesn't do it, then all of Kyoto will be in flames. So
and we he has a conversation with Cho later in the episode where he's
yeah.
basically kind of begging him, and he's like, "I will lower your fucking sentence. I will get you out of here free of charge. You just tell me anything else that is a part of this plan." Because this guy's freaking out right now, and he tells him like, "Listen, Shishio is going to Tokyo. He didn't even tell his other minions about what he's doing truly." And Cho's just standing here. He's like,
Oh, yeah. Shishio is a bad man, but he ain't scum. He ain't scum like you.
"Yeah." He basically calls him scum. He's like, I'm like, I understand that Shishio like didn't tell nobody, but he did that because he's a bad dude. So, and you want me to sell them, my accomplices, my friends out like that? Yeah, listen, dude, I'm a bad dude, but let's be real. I ain't no damn scum.
It took me a while to process what he was saying, but yeah, I understood that. I understood now.
He basically said he ain't gonna be a sellout.
Hmm.
That's what he said. He said even though he a bad dude, he ain't gonna be a sellout. Even if he knows, like, if somebody were to find him, they would kill him. Like, he ain't gonna sell out his people. Which, honestly, respectfully, that as much as I don't agree with his motives and everything, and he is a bad dude, I have to agree. I like for you to sell out for your own ass, then
Hmm.
that's you
Pretty
are a
scummy.
scum.
Yep. So, well, props to Cho.
Which had this guy freaking out. I'm like legitimately I'm like, this man gonna like kill somebody. He's gonna lose his goddamn mind. And it isn't until that kid from the last episode ended up showing up, and he basically is like, "Hey, my father's in the police force, but he's too sick to do anything right now. I want to join, the police force and help." And I'm just watching this. I'm like, ain't no way they're letting this kid join this whole thing. And
Yeah.
the dude asked him like, "How old are you?" And he's like, 11. I'm like, if they allow an 11-year-old boy to get involved in all this fight, I'm like, this kid's dead on legitimately on sight. He's dead.
Then again, Yahiko is also getting involved in this fight, so.
That's true. That's true. Now he opens up the katana, and the katana's in good condition and everything. But basically, the man sees the result of the kid, and I think it actually helped him to understand like what he knows what he's got to do regardless of how he feels about
Mhm.
doing it. He basically tells the old man officer to say like, "Hey, you know, take care of this kid, watch over him and take him back home." I mean, he basically tells the kid, "No, you're not going to do this. I'm not going to put your life in danger like this." Um, and that's basically where that goes on. So that kid gave him some confidence. Let's hope
Mhm.
he doesn't freeze up in the moment of battle.
Yeah,
There's got to be a reason why they focused on this dude, clearly. It's got to be some point going on in this story.
I won't say.
So, yes, but we do cut over to Karu and Masao. They get Kenshin's message, right? And they're kind of talking about certain things and everything and how to prepare for obviously the assault. But then Yahiko comes in, he's like, "Hey, we got this letter from freaking Kenshin, right?" Um, and essentially, um, they read the letter and they see what Kenshin told them about the Great Kyoto Fire, and they're like, "Holy shit, this is like a legitimate like homicide type of thing going on. This is gonna be like a massacre with what they're doing." And
Hmm.
basically, that's when Misao basically is like, listen, we need to spread out to our friends. We need to release all the pigeons. We need to tell everybody what's going on so they can prepare accordingly for this. So the other freaking people of the Oni Bonwan group, they all get ready.
Only Wabot group.
Oni Waban group. They
Only
just do.
Wabot.
Well, I don't care. They do their freaking ninjutsu and they get out of there. And they're, you have it where Masao's running along with the birds and they're spreading out, telling all the information and everything because this is urgent. Like, and also too, the time's clicking because it's getting darker now, right? And they gotta hurry.
Hmm.
Um, and then also too, you also have it where Megumi is gonna stay behind. She said, I guess she's gonna start her own clinic to, I guess, have people safe and heal them if they have any injuries. Karu and Yahiko, they're gonna do the best they can to help out, but they're doing what they can, right? So they basically come to a joint, pitch in like we gotta help this too. So yes. But anyways, you get an interesting scene here. You have this individual. So we have it to where I believe it's the two girls at Aoya, right?
Yeah.
I think they are. I think they are. The two girls we've been knowing for a good chunk at Ayoya with Masao.
Yes,
So
yes.
they've been spying on so we would see between the two episodes, there would like be these dudes that go into this random like little hut area just to talk about the plans and everything going on, right?
Yeah.
So they've been spying on this dude. They follow this dude up like these set of stairs, right, in this forest area. And they're looking, one of them is gonna go up. The other one grabs like, hey, let's go around, let's see what's going on, right? So clearly you have all the group members here, of the Ten Swords, and you have that weird bulgy head dude. I'm watching this and I'm like, why do they have a big ass sword like that?
Yeah, remember that big giant character that I mentioned there before?
You're telling
Well,
me this big gigantic character is gonna be wielding this big ass sword?
yep. And what makes matters worse, they get assaulted. They get assaulted by some big dumb dude from from the 10 stores also.
Yeah, the big smiley or the big creepy near smiling looking fat dude.
Yeah, who knows what happened to them there?
I'm hoping they didn't die, but it's not good because he was like, "What do we got here?" I'm just like, "Oh no."
Oh no.
So that's not good. Also, too, we do have a thing with the Ten Swords where they do have a meeting before everything goes down. Now, Usui was like, you know what? How many officers can I kill? And basically, the other ones are like, listen, we were given absolute directives to do what we need to do. We are not straying off whatever plans what we're doing. This is why I feel like this dude Usui gonna be some sort of weird wild card. He definitely is gonna do something against the grain.
Hmm.
And plus, he blind as shit. I don't like him. I don't like him.
Well, yeah. I won't say who he's gonna fight yet, but I think you're gonna like the fight, or depending how they do the fight. I hope they do the fight justice.
So. Yes. Anyways, it's basically nighttime. So after that, after hopefully our Ayoya girls don't get jumped and hopefully not worse killed, um, we cut back to Kenshin and basically Kenshin's talking with Saito about Shishio's ultimate plan and how he's gonna be able to sneak over to Tokyo. Now basically, again, Kenshin's mentioned like, look, I'm his superior.
Your voice cut off. Your voice cut off.
Hello?
Okay, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Um, so He's with Yumi, right? And they're approaching this big like ship. Now Yumi is like, "Fuck is this?"
Yeah, like yeah, I'm grateful for you showing me the secret that not even the Ten Swords know,
Yeah,
but
yeah. The Ten Swords don't know he's going to
yeah,
Tokyo.
yeah, and then she asked, but why would you take me to such a rusted old ship? And then this is when Shishio goes, Yumi, did you fall for my looks, or did you fall for what was inside of me? And this is basically a little riddle that he says, because obviously what you see is just it's just an old ship that looks like any other civilian ship. But then as he opens the door, he shows what's inside. So yeah, so that's basically what he's saying.
Yeah, it's I don't know what's going on in there. It's I guess a big gigantic explosive ship or something like that.
Yeah. All I know is that whatever's in there, Yumi says he'll follow Shishio to the ends of hell.
Yeah, she said that. Um, I'll give Yumi credit. She is loyal as fuck. If you're legitimately saying that you're gonna follow someone to the depths of fucking hell, one, you're
That's
fucking insane. I would not want to be burning for eternity. And two, that's like some sort of not only loyalty to somebody you truly do love, but that's like a loyalty to goddamn devil,
hmm
which technically Shishio you could say is a fucking devil anyways.
He practically is.
So, yeah, and that's kind of where the episode ends off there as there we go. So, and then next episode
Yep.
title is literally titled The Great Kyoto Fire Part 1. And I'm just like, oh shit, here we go.
Yep,
So, I'm very
the final
intrigued.
battle. The final battle is about to begin.
I'm very intrigued to see where this is definitely going to go. Um, and I'm very hyped, and I'm glad that finally we caught up and we're getting to the good shit now. Not to say that the other shit was not good for the last few episodes we just reviewed, but now we're getting to the main good arc, our good portion of this arc where we're getting the final battles. Save Japan.
And hopefully to still to this day, I hope they cover the future arcs that was, in the manga slash in some of the in the anime also. If not, what they even portrayed in the live action movie. I I won't say much. I won't say much because I don't want to spoil anything. But there's an arc that I'm really hyped about that I hope that they incorporate into this anime. I doubt that they will, but I hope that they will.
Well, they're doing a remake of Rurouni Kenshin. I think they're gonna do everything they possibly can.
I have my doubts, but yeah, let's do it.
Again, I compare this with Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai's remake of anime. They did all of the Dai storyline from the manga.
You say that because you actually have not watched the old anime, and believe me, there's some stuff that they left out.
That's fair, but again, I'm just saying they wouldn't have not done a remake of this original series if they had no plans on whoever's working on this anime if they had no plans not to cover everything they possibly can in terms of arcs and stuff like that.
What do you guys think down in the comments below? You guys let me know. Yeah,
Because other than that, like if they were not going to do that, then why even make the anime remake anime to begin with? And
I agree.
clearly it's to bring nostalgia back for fans of the show, like you and many other people.
Yeah, although I will say it does lack some nostalgia in a way, but yeah.
But anyways, we'll see where this goes. We'll be back hopefully next Thursday, or if anything, the video will go up on Friday morning. Um,
This video will be.
yeah, this is a long video. I bet you when I start rendering this shit, it's gonna be like an hour, maybe 2 hour long video.
Hmm.
So we'll see. It's split into different parts. But anyways, thank you guys for listening to this damn long ass video about us catching up to Rurouni Kenshin, and things like that. But other than that, guys, we hope to be for especially for the back half of this arc, to be more on point. If anything, the limit I'll go is going 2 episodes behind. That's it. But we'll try to review and things like that. Again, I got a new job I'm starting this week. So more than likely, whenever we do our freaking collab reviews, it's gonna be in the evening and it's probably gonna go up the following morning because I'll
Mhm.
have the shit pre-recorded and uploaded. And the good thing is, as much as I don't want to stay up late, I'll still be able to sleep in at least maybe 30 extra minutes as opposed to what I used to work up to, as opposed to my old job. But that's how things are gonna go for obviously videos because listen, I'm working full time now, so I'm in the office probably from like 9 to 5, means basically the entire day. So, um, that's the thing there. But anyways, we're gonna get out of here, guys. Catch you guys next video. Till then, guys, stay safe up there and have a great rest of your day. Look forward to my boys' channel. I think we're gonna see if we can just record it in right now. We're gonna probably do a Street Fighter versus match.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're about to do it now.
So, we'll see. But anyways, guys, catch you guys next video. Till then, guys, peace.